Welcome back to the channel, good friends. Brian from Apex Detail. I completely understand the appeal of supercars, sports cars, but for me, the classics and antiques, the curves, the history, the stories they can tell, I prefer those over anything. I love working on them. And there's many ways to correct the finishes on classics and antiques, but for me, it's mostly by not over correcting. What does that mean? A lot of the classics and antiques, they have a patina look, they have imperfections, they have battle scars. Owners do not want to repaint them if they don't have to. And that means saving what's left. Keeping those battle scars there, they tell a story, they give a car character. So I'm going to basically take you along for the ride, so to speak. Show you how I approach the materials on the interior and exterior of these older classics and antiques. This is a 1940 DeSoto, a rare find, an excellent foundation, a fun toy. You can see the character on the inside and the outside of this automobile, and the goal is to freshen it up without removing those characteristics. Well, let's talk about the. I'll never test the seals and the rubber grommets on the classics and antiques, so it's always going to be a waterless or a rinseless wash to begin with. They rarely need to be deconned when it comes to iron remover or clay, but if and when it's needed, I'll do it. There are many issues that tell a story for this vehicle. Its imperfections and battle scars and old dried up single stage paint, worn through in some areas, giving it the patina look. So we're going to use a rinseless wash, a waterless wash method here, and we're going to pull up the dust that this has accumulated while being into storage and clean it up a bit before we start the correction process. No need to overthink picking up or choosing a rinseless or waterless wash. Just trying to grab something that has plenty of lubrication and a decent surfactant. And when you're going through the process, lifting the towel, pulling the dirt away from the panel, rolling the towel away from the surface instead of just plowing dirt all the way down the panel and causing marring or scratches or love marks. Most of these types of vehicles being stored the latter part of their life, they're going to have dirty and decontaminated areas that are facing upwards. All of the horizontal areas are going to be the dirtiest, with just the sides having a little bit of dirt to pull off. As you can see on this microfiber, we are pulling plenty of dirt from storage. I like to then move on to the wheels and the moon hubcaps here, and then the white walls we'll get to. Surfax HD from Bilt Hamber is going to be my choice for these white walls or any type of white lettering. Full strength when it comes to that part of the rubber. It does an excellent job cleaning them, making them bright white. You can flush the area right afterwards, which means rinse it or wash it right after. But having it inside doing a rinseless method, I'll just use a damp microfiber and then follow up with a dry one. Surfex does a wonderful job in these areas. I'm going to use it full strength for the white walls. It's starting to dry rot just a little bit, starting to crack, and the dirt is getting in there. You can see where I stopped. A second pass may be needed if you're working on aged rubber like this. But for the most part, I'll use this on the tires, on the running boards, some of the seals, grommets, anything plastic or rubber. Here I have it diluted 3-to-1, and it works perfectly fine. A little bit goes a long way. Just from the cleaner itself and a light agitation from a soft detail brush, we're not going to go aggressive on any material on this vehicle. It's doing a wonderful job. Now, time to get to the paint. As you can see, worn through in some of the areas, and it has just about any type of imperfection you can think of that it has collected throughout the years. The top part of the vehicle is starting to crack and dry out a bit. You can kind of think as the painted materials is kind of like your skin when it dries out, it starts to get cracky and shrinks a little bit. So we want to be careful. The Bilt Hamber cleaner polish is a perfect way to approach finishes like this, where you just want to do a little bit of cleaning. So it's a polish with very mild abrasives and a surfactant. So let me run a line of masking tape across the top of the fender so we can get a 50-50 and show you exactly what I'm talking about. We're not going to be removing really any measurable amount of the single stage at all. Again, there's no clear coat. This is single stage paint. But we're going to clean it up, and you'll see it transfer up onto the pad. It does a great job with hardly removing any of the material at all. Just one pass, crisscross pattern. Okay, let me show you some of the transfer. So these pads will need to be cleaned between every pass if you want to stay effective and get the correction done in a timely manner. That single stage gets pulled up into the pad, into the foam structure, kind of clogs up the pores, and almost pushes the pad away from the surface as the buildup continues. So whatever method you use to clean your pads, do it often. For that reason, I'll keep old foam pads, microfiber pads, and microfiber towels laying around because that transfer will pull up into your towels as well. No need to burn or waste brand new towels or microfibers on a job like this. You'll see the battle scars I just pointed to, the patina look, the worn through look as the single stage has worn down into the primer remains, all those cracks will remain, but we're just cleaning it up. The shop manager is not very inspired at the moment, but we'll get her up and jumping in no time at all. Let's work on a small section of this gray part up here. This is where it's starting to really dry up and start to crack, micro cracks all the way through the whole area of this gray paint here. Let me mask off a small area. We'll do a crisscross pattern and we'll see what type of results and turnaround we can get.
Miss George, I'm going to appoint your office to represent Mr. Jones. Do you want to waive his appearance? Yes. All right, and that's 20 CF1 for the framework. There's a violation. Please go ahead. Are you the citizen? Last and answer, this is 20 CF 13874. This is an violation of probation based upon your new law arrest in 21 CF 146.5. Violation of probation in 20 CF 10745, which is based upon your new law offense. There is probable cause for that violation of probation, and the bond will be set.
And again, you're going to have to deal with the transfer. It doesn't matter what color you're working on this vehicle. You're going to pull some of that up into the pad, and that needs to be cleaned out properly. And as we remove the tape, again, the areas are going to look darker. They're going to look cleaner and richer, and that is exactly what the owner is looking for. Overcorrection, which I mentioned at the beginning of the video, would be a cutting portion stepping down to a medium, stepping down to a finish correction fluid. Where that's just removing way too much material, and the vehicles weren't running around in this time period looking like mirrors like today's cars to begin with. Back in the day, they were just using a lot of darker colors just to cover the metal panels so they wouldn't rust. They weren't even really looking towards having a finish on the vehicle for aesthetics. It was there for a purpose, and that was to protect the metal. And then later on, they started to think about colors and finishes, and then even a little bit later on, adding clear coat. Now that we have the perfect combination, we have everything taped off as well. We have everything protected that we don't want to get splatter or rub up against with the backing plate or the pad. We can cover the wheels and tires that have already been cleaned so we can keep them clean. And then jump right into the correction using the Bilt Hamber cleaner polish. We have a medium polish foam pad, and you can attach that really to anything. You can attach it to a rotary, your 15 millimeter throw dual action polisher, a 21 millimeter, an 8, whatever you have would be perfectly fine. And then, of course, jumping down to smaller polishers and pads so I can get closer to these areas like the drain ridge here and the sills for the windows, and getting into the tight contours and body lines of these beautiful cars. There's many fun ways to go about restoring the finishes on the classics and antiques. You can spray clear on top of patina. You can use grapeseed oil to protect and preserve patina. You can do exactly what I'm doing here, which cleans it up, gives it a little bit of a sheen, and we'll talk about protection in the next video, and also attacking some of the delicate materials in the interior. This has been Brian from Apex Detail. Catch you in the next video.